on the dais and of the dais sitting before me, I'm extremely privileged and proud to be standing at this podium to speak on a subject which is very close to my heart. And I must congratulate Dr. Chongdorji Lama for taking up this daring topic of jurisprudence. I must tell you, across India, there are very few institutions who like to hold a seminar on jurisprudence. And here we have a man who is talking about ancient jurisprudence. I am very fortunate that Dr. Lama was one of my scholars long time back. So I'm doubly privileged to be delivering the keynote address. But I must warn you that the topic is such that it's going to take some time. So while I'm speaking, if any of the dignitaries and audience feel bored and would like to leave, please don't hesitate. Sahana vavatu, sahana bhunaktu, sahaviryam karavavahai, tejasvinavaditamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. This is very important for today's deliberation. These words say, together may we two, that's you and me, move towards light, knowledge. Together may we enjoy the pursuit of knowledge. Together may we perform with vigor and deep concentration. May what has been studied by us today be fulfilled with brilliance of understanding. Om, peace, peace, peace. Ladies and gentlemen, and my dear students, unless you are in the first semester of your course, by now you know that jurisprudence is one of the most important, fundamental, and complicated subject of law. And I'm also aware that many of you dislike the subject intensely because it is boring. I am delivering a keynote address on such a subject, so I had to pray that all of you enjoy this presentation. Ladies and gentlemen, it is not new to us, and most of us law students, we know that the law students, when they are initiated into jurisprudential education, they are told that India had no jurisprudence before, and it is the Britishers who brought a formal set of jurisprudence to India and made us civilized. I will quote Henry Maine, who described the legal system of ancient India as an apparatus of cruel absurdities. Alan Gledhill, a retired member of the Indian Civil Service, wrote, "It, the British rule in India, is a record of experiments made by the foreign rulers to govern alien races, meaning Indians, in strange land, meaning India, to adapt European institutions to Oriental habits of life, to make definite laws supreme amongst people who had always associated governments with arbitrary and uncontrolled authority." Ladies and gentlemen, my humble submission to you is these are untrue. And when you start thinking about ancient jurisprudence, I would request you to unlearn what you have learned and delve into the ocean of ancient jurisprudence to learn something new. What I just read out to you is the white man's burden, where the Western community felt that it was their singular duty to civilize the world, and the civilizations that existed at that point of time were barbaric, were unimportant, arbitrary, and authoritarian, which is unfortunately not correct. India is one of the countries which had a very scientific, very broad, very flexible jurisprudence to govern, and very unlike what the Westerners were thinking. The basic of Indian jurisprudence begins with the root word dhri. Dhri dharayati vishwam ata dharma. Now there is no equivalent word in English for dharma. It is a bundle of rights, obligations, duties, privileges, all rolled into one, but dominated by a sense of duty and righteousness. So dharma is righteousness. Deeper within dharma are two other things, that is rita and satya. Rita is the righteousness which is in your mind, which you perceive to be right. When you are in a situation which is uncomfortable, complicated, confusing, you arrive at a decision saying this is right. This will serve justice. This is rita. Then rita is followed by satya. Satya is derived from rita, that perception which is translated into words, where in a language you are telling the world what your rita is and how it is going to serve the society. And dharma is translating rita and satya into a deed, where you are actually performing what you have perceived, what you have stated, and what you are going to do. So perception, statement and transformation into language, and performance of the righteousness, three together makes dharma the basic of Hindu Indian or Hindu ancient jurisprudence. So it is said, Satyam vada, dharma chala. Speak Satyam, that which you have perceived to be right, that which is righteous. And do dharma, translate that righteousness into your deeds. So Satya denotes the exact to expression in words and truth. Dharma is truth indeed. According to Manu Samhita, there are 10 aspects of dharma. Patience, dhriti, which unfortunately the modern world is lacking very badly. We don't have patience. Even when you walk on the road, you'll find the biker is trying to overtake the train itself. So fast, so busy. No matter if it kills on the way, meets with an accident, no patience. Second, forgiveness, shama. This shama is not with word. It is from within. It's not saying please forget. It is saying forgive. And it should come from within. It should not come from your lips. Piety and self-control. Ladies, when we go to the shopping mall, this is one quality we don't have. Piety and self-control. We don't ask, do we really need this dress? We say, oh, this is beautiful, I'm going to buy it. So piety and self-control is one of the important aspect. It is also called Dhamma in Sanskrit. Dhamma means control. Dhamma. Then we have sanctity, saucha, purity of thought, purity of deed. Then we have control of senses, indriya nigraha. In this control of senses, we know we have 5 Gyanendriya and 5 Karmendriya. The Indriyas will have to be regulated. Then we have to be governed by Dhi, reason. And the Veda says, Yuktihine vicharetu dharmahani prajayate. If you are acting without reason, yuktihine vicharetu, if your thoughts are without reason, dharmahani prajayate. All that what I have been telling you about Rita, Satya, privilege, liberty, all that is destroyed if you do not act with reason. Our counterpart, the Englishman, will say, oh, we have a reasonable man. But I challenge any law students or law professor to identify a reasonable man. It is a concept. Therefore, it's a Rita. It's a Rita that we have the notion, the understanding of what is right, what is righteous, what is to be done and what is not to be done. A person with that notion is the righteous man. And he must be regulated by yukti. Yuktihine vichare tu dharmahani prajayate. This is the dictum of ancient jurisprudence. The basic foundational principle of righteousness. I do not know if I'll be speaking tomorrow, but let me just mention in the passing that the sense of righteousness and reason is actually called by the Western jurists as a priori. That which was already in existence even before they consciously started thinking of jurisprudence. These factors were already in existence. That is why they say it is a priori. But our jurisprudence says righteousness is your foundation. You should not do wrong to the people. Yudhishthira and Bhishma, all of you have read Mahabharata, I suppose. Bhishma was lying on the bed of arrows. Yudhishthira goes to say goodbye to him in Yuddha Parva. And there Bhishma says, you are the very epitome of yam, dharma. Yam is supposed to be dharma. Why don't you give me a last advice? And Yudhishthira says, that which creates acrimony and conflict, that which creates acrimony in conflict, both within yourself and in the society, both within yourself and in the society, is adharma. That which brings peace in the society and keeps you also at peace is dharma. So adharma destroys not only the human being, the person, the individual, but also the society in which that person lives. And thus, the foundation of Hindu jurisprudence can safely be said to be founded on dharma, which is derived from the word dhri. That is the root Sanskrit word dhri. There are two aspects of Dharma, and this is very interesting if you are a student of natural law. Most of my students ask me, ma'am, is law static? If you have the law today and if you keep changing, where is the law? And if you don't change the law, we are all standing in that same position. So where is the law?